So I was speaking with the leader of the Black Panthers, and he said in order for change, a revolution needs to take place. What do you feel about his thoughts on that, and what's your relationship with him?
I'd rather not speak on my relationship with Rick. I think that, black people are fractured, are tremendously fractured in our thought processes and our ideologies, and they don't necessarily have to be a bad thing. Leadership in general. Now, one thing that I've seen in the 10 years I've been doing this is, especially just to break down the society between even the age groups, right? So Rick is older. Now what would be considered kind of middle age, and then we have the younger generation coming in, right? But one thing about me is that detachment is not there for me. For the older generation, there are very few elders who reach out and who absorb the generation under them and the generation under them and try to mend that gap. It's usually all the older people together, all the middle-aged people together, and then you got the young people together. So one thing that I try to be intentional about is being extremely inclusive. So whether it's Comforce, whether it's the Dream Team United, we are bridging age gaps in particular, and then gaps of people in different walks of life. So professionals, with activists, with business owners, with elected officials. So we are merging people back together on a single cause and kind of operating from that lens, because it's a more effective way of getting things done. However, you got people who, again, still want to use old tactics to try to address new issues. I would say if Martin Luther King was alive today, and a lot of people ask this, how impactful do you think he would be right now, speaking to these new generations, right? He couldn't do it the same way he was doing it, because then people wouldn't listen to him. So we have to keep those things in mind. Revolution, these are terms and things that, again, are from past. These are ideas that are from past. I know people kind of try to carry those things on, and they have meaning. They definitely have meaning, and they definitely have importance. But let's be realistic. We live in a city of close to 600,000 people. The population of us, people of color, are pretty much half that, if not a little bit over half that. And when it comes to people addressing these problems, it is a very small percentage of those people who are involved in doing the work, right? So how can we have a revolution with a percentage so small? Those things that MLK, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, a lot of the great leaders, they were able to organize and get actions on a national scale. Even if it was small groups in different cities, in totality, it was a mass of people. So we have not gotten there yet. You know what I mean? We when we do get there, it's for small spurts, and we take advantage of that when we can, or we try to. But again, it's just different times, and so our progress is very much so dependent on how we take advantage of those times. And if I can, one thing that I like to say, I know people like to promote unity, like everybody has to be together. I always say unity ain't about everybody coming together, it's about the right people coming together. So any person that I can work with, that whether we have the same ideology or not, I'm very much so open to that. And then I'm also learning from past figures to not hoard or hold spotlight for myself. So when you see Comforce, that is a team of people who are becoming more educated and equipped to deal with everything that I can. So if something happens to me, that work can go on. Unlike when MLK died, then it's just like, who's the next leader? And everybody go back to, waiting for the next leader to emerge.
Hey!